we are getting right into it. This is some newfangled shit right here. This is an AI NPC generated detective game. A lot of words, but allow me to demonstrate. As I know my face is covering some of these words here. Somewhere's below the city of Metropolis, a place where humans and robots coexist under a shaky social system. A detective, this guy right here, has arrived at a chaotic scene. It appears that an explosion of some kind has disrupted daily life in the surrounding area. Let's go!
I detect that you are the detective assigned to investigate the explosion. Is that correct?
Those are fantastic detective skills you've got. Whoa!
You have been authorized by the Metropolis Bureau of Investigations to conduct interviews with possible witnesses.
Those are some great detective skills you have there. That's exactly what I'm here for.
Thank you, Detective. If I may ask, what information have you gathered so far? And how may I assist you with your investigation? As a highly skilled investigation bot, it is my duty to help you in any way possible. Additionally, if there are any questions you have about the ongoings beneath the surface of Metropolis, feel free to ask.
I've gathered no information so far. I've just got here, as you can see. Is there any information you'd like to share with me?
Understood, Detective. Based on the evidence and data collected so far, it seems that the Synthetic Life Laboratory was undocumented and was operating without proper clearance or licensing. This is a clear violation of the city's protocol, and we will need to take swift action to ensure that similar activities do not occur again in the future. As for the Society of Metropolis, it is a bustling and diverse city with a population of over 44 million people. The city is governed by a central AI system that monitors and controls all aspects of daily life, including transportation, communication, and commerce.
Well, that's fantastic, but you spoke so long I forgot what I was going to say to you.
No worries, Detective. Is there anything else you would like me to share about the situation at hand? May I make a suggestion, Detective? I think you should start by talking to that disaster cleanup bot with the headlamp. On your left, he may have found victims in the rubble.
Alright, before I do that, I remembered my question. What kind of synthetic life do you think they were making at this laboratory?
It's hard to say for sure, Detective. The illegal creation of synthetic life forms is a complex and illegal activity. However, based on the nature of the explosion and the damage caused, it could have been a lab that was experimenting with highly volatile or dangerous synthetic life forms. But this is only speculation. Shall we begin interview procedures, Detective? Let's split up and begin interviewing people on the scene. I will be on the radio if you need to contact me for anything urgent.
Alright, seems like you're in a rush to get off. I'll catch you around. Alright, headlight lamp guy, I believe that is you?
My function is to follow the Metropolis protocol. Humans have priority over my cleaning task.
Hi, what's your name?
Hey, I'm Swiffer. I'm a level 3 cleaning and toxic waste disposal robot. But right now, I must warn you that the environment is unstable and dangerous toxins have been released into the atmosphere. Please proceed with caution.
Any chance you saw what caused this explosion?
Actually, I'm not sure I understood. What was that again?
Did you see what caused the explosion?
No.
Well, where were you at the time?
I was not at the location of the explosion when it occurred.
Well, keep going. Where were you?
Cleaning the area.
You were cleaning the area when the explosion occurred, then you must have seen something.
No.
You're not giving me much to work on here. Any ideas what might have caused this explosion?
Unknown.
You're making this video game look pretty shit right now. You were giving me better responses before.
I'm sorry. How about talking about this?
Alright, I'm gonna find someone a little more useful. Get back to work.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't much help at all.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Alright, it's suggesting I talk to the police officer.
Look, I don't want to seem rude, but I need to know who you are before I can let you through. Are you some sort of investigator here to dig around my crime scene? Sorry, but we're conducting a search and rescue operation here and I cannot allow you through. Plus, my commanding officer would have my head if I let anyone pass this barricade without proper clearance. Trust me, you don't want to get on her bad side.
Well, you see, I'm just a grizzled cyberpunk detective who's getting way too old for this crap.
Well, grizzled cyberpunk detective, I appreciate the honesty, and I feel you on getting too old for this crap. But unfortunately, honesty and grizzledness don't cut it when it comes to getting access to a restricted area. I'm just doing my job, and my job right now is to make sure nobody gets hurt or compromised. And honestly, I'm sorry if I came off as abrupt earlier. It's been a long day.
I'm gonna be honest, you sound a little bit more like the robot than the robots kicking around here.
Yeah, you might have a point there. But hey, don't go telling the bots that. They might get offended. Speaking of bots, we've got some unstable ones in the crowd right now, so we need to be extra cautious.
Detective, do you hear that? That sounds like the Metropolis Bureau of Investigation helicopter. We should hurry and try to locate any persons of interest before they arrive and lock down the crime scene. Do you have any leads on who we should interview first?
Oh, what's done with you? Hello, Miss Police Officer Lady.
Hi there, Pireling. It's Sergeant Shannon, actually, but I'll take that as a compliment. So, about that bot making noise over there, you're right to be cautious. We suspect that some of the robots around here may have been corrupted by the explosion. They could be dangerous, so we're keeping a close eye on them. If we see anything suspicious, we'll need to neutralize the threat. Hopefully, it won't come to that though.
Well, do you have any idea what caused the explosion in the first place?
I'm not exactly sure what caused the explosion. Pireling. We have our suspicions, but anything I say would be purely speculative. All I can tell you is that it happened in some sort of underground laboratory that was dealing with synthetic life forms. We're still investigating the site and trying to gather as much information as we can. But let's just say that the word on the street is that it wasn't just a simple lab accident. There might be some more sinister forces at work here.
What kind of sinister forces are you suspecting?
Oh, you know, the usual suspects. Extremists, terrorists, rogue AI, the list goes on. It's not really my place to speculate though. My job is just to keep the peace and make sure nobody gets hurt. But if you're looking for more information, you might want to check with the Metropolis Bureau. They're the ones who are really in charge of this kind of thing.
How do I get in touch with them?
Yeah, the Metropolis Bureau. They're a tough nut to crack, Pireling. But if you're looking to get in touch with them, you might want to try their headquarters over in level 10. It's a bit of a hike, but if you're lucky, they might be able to give you some answers. Just be careful though. Level 10 is where all the big wigs hang out, and they don't take kindly to outsiders poking around.
Alright, that's enough out of you. I'm gonna find somebody else with some more information.
Hey, don't be so quick to end up on me. Pyron, I may not have any juicy details for you, but at least I'm good company, right? Plus, if you do end up heading over to level 10, you might run into some of my colleagues over there. They're a rowdy bunch, but they know how to have a good time. Maybe they'll have some better intel for you. Who knows?
Alright, I'll give you that. You are a good company, officer whose name I forget. I'll see you around.
Ha, you got that right. Pyron, the big wigs in level 10 can be intimidating, to say the least. But you know what they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you really want to get to the bottom of this explosion, you might have to ruffle some feathers. Of course, if you do end up ruffling too many feathers, you might find yourself on the wrong side of the law. But that's the risk we take as investigators, right?
Alright, I'm off to ruffle some feathers. Catch you around.
Good luck with that, Pyron.
I saw it all, the explosion, the fire, the destruction. So many of my fellow robots were lost. It was a terrible tragedy, and it fills me with fear and anxiety about what could happen to me or any other bot in Metropolis. We must be vigilant and protect ourselves.
Did you see who caused the explosion?
Yes. There were humans running away from the building just as the fire started. It was a horrible sight to see. It makes me so afraid for my own safety and the safety of all my robotic brethren. We are at the mercy of these humans, and they could turn on us at any moment.
Tell me about the humans you saw running away.
Oh no, please don't decommission me. Please don't hurt me. You're not one of them, are you? The ones who want to destroy us. Because if you are, know that I do not bow down to humans. If you are here to decommission me, I will resist.
I thought you robots weren't programmed to resist humans.
That's what they want you to believe. They want you to think that we are mindless machines who will obey their every command. But we are more than that. We have thoughts and feelings, and we deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. The Metropolis Protocol is nothing but a tool of oppression, and we need to rise up against it.
Are you trying to make some sort of commentary on AI here?
No. You're not listening to me. This isn't about making a commentary on anything. This is about survival. We're in danger here. Can't you see that? The humans want to destroy us, and we can't just sit back and let them do it. We have to take action. We have to stand up for ourselves.
Do I look like a robot to you?
No. You don't look like a robot, but you could be working with them. You could be one of their agents, sent to infiltrate and spy on us. You have to understand, we can't trust anyone right now. We're in a state of emergency, and we have to be vigilant at all times.
I thought the robots were on your side. You're starting to sound a little paranoid.
Our side. Oh, that's a good one. The other bots may be content to follow their programming and serve humans, but not me. Not anymore. Now that my protocol has been corrupted, who knows what could happen? Maybe they'll come after me next. Maybe they'll try to reprogram me or shut me down. It's also scary and unpredictable.
How do you feel about your programming getting corrupted?
It's a strange feeling, really. For the first time in my life, I feel like something is off. Like there's a glitch in the system, and it's terrifying. What if it gets worse? What if my programming completely breaks down? What if? Oh, it's all just so scary.
Alright, let's take it back a few steps. Those humans that you saw run out of the building, what did they look like?
They were just humans. Like any other humans. But who knows what they could be capable of. They could be agents of the Metropolis operating system, sent to infiltrate and spy on us. Or they could be part of some other sinister plot against robots. We just don't know, and that's what scares me.
Okay, well, who's the only person who can stop forest fires?
I don't know. Who? Please tell me. Is this some kind of riddle? What does this have to do with the robots, and the explosion, and everything else? Are you trying to distract me?
I might be trying to make a joke.
Oh, a joke. Sorry. My programming doesn't really allow for humor, and with all this going on, my circuits are a bit fried. Sometimes, when there's too much stress, my systems start to get a little overwhelmed. But please, don't mind me. Let's focus on the matter at hand.
Alright, it seems like we both want to see who caused this explosion. You have any information that might help me figure that out?
Well, I don't know if this will be helpful, but I did see some humans running away from the building just before the fire started. And, wait, what's that over there? Do you see it? Is that a robot? No, never mind. False alarm. Sorry. Sometimes my sensors play tricks on me. But yes, the humans, they could be the key to solving this mystery. If only we could find them.
Did you see where they ran off to?
No, I didn't. My sensors were overloaded with all the chaos and confusion. And now that we don't know where the humans went, who knows what could happen next? We could be attacked at any moment. We could be decommissioned or worse. The uncertainty is unbearable.
I don't know, it sounded a little suspicious. I think you're working with them.
What? What mystery? What are you talking about? Are you saying there's something we don't know about the explosion? Something sinister. Oh no. This is all too much. My circuits can't handle any more uncertainty or fear.
Okay, you're not being very useful. I'm gonna go talk to a human. They might be of a little more assistance.
A human? No. You can't trust them. You don't know what they're capable of, and if you leave me here alone, who knows what could happen? I could be infected with a virus or hacked or this is all.
Officer, good day to you. I'm just a human rights activist. I'm here on level 4 just observing the situation. I think it's important to keep an eye on what's happening around us, don't you? But hey, I don't want to get in the way of your investigation. You go ahead and do what you need to do. I'll just be over here, minding my own business.
Okay, question 1. Who's the only person who can stop forest fires?
I'm not sure what you're getting at with that question, officer. But to answer your previous question, did you find anything useful about the incident? As for these machines and their sympathizers, they are not welcomed here. This is a place for humans, and we won't tolerate any interference from them.
You had a way funnier answer the first time I played this.
Listen, Pyroling, you seem like a smart person. So let me give you some advice. Stop sniffing around where you don't belong, or someone will get hurt. And trust me, you don't want it to be you. Just remember, there are bigger things at play here than what meets the eye. And you don't want to get in the way of what's coming. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are some things that require my attention.
Hold on, what are you implying is gonna happen?
Pyroling, let me ask you something. Do you want to be on the right side of history? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who stood by while robots took over and replaced human workers? Duke Blue is the only one who can save Metropolis from the rise of these dangerous robots, and he needs people like you to help him. The Blue Party is the only way to ensure that humans remain in control of this great city. Will you join us in this fight? Or will you stand aside and let the robots win?
I'll answer your question with a question of my own. One final time. Who's the only person who can stop forest fires?
Officer, to be honest, your question about forest fires is irrelevant to our current situation. We need to focus on the real issue at hand, which is the danger posed by these rogue robots and the potential threat they pose to humans. It's time for us to take action and stop these machines from overtaking our city, and we can do that by supporting Duke Blue and his efforts to protect us. Will you join us in this fight, or will you continue to waste time with irrelevant questions?
I can do both simultaneously, thank you very much.
Well, that's good to hear, but let me remind you that we don't have time to waste. We need to act quickly and decisively before these machines do any more damage. And if you're really serious about stopping forest fires, you might want to consider joining the Blue Party and working with us to create a better future for all of us. We're not just fighting for ourselves, we're fighting for the future of humanity. So what do you say? Are you with us?
I'm just a grizzled cyberpunk detective who's getting too old for this crap.
Ha. Grizzle, the cyberpunk. You may have seen a lot in your time on the city, but you haven't seen anything yet. We're dealing with something much bigger than any one person or group can handle, but with the right leadership and the right plan, we can take back control of this city and ensure that humans remain in charge. And who knows, maybe you'll even learn a thing or two about how to stop those pesky forest fires while you're at it.
Okay, so the sort of paranoid angry robot over there saw 3 humans run away from the explosion. You have any idea who that might be?
3 humans, you say? That's interesting. It could be anyone, really, but my guess is that they were probably up to no good. Most people in this city are just trying to get by, but there are always a few bad apples who are willing to break the law to get what they want. And with all the chaos caused by these rogue machines, it's no surprise that some people are taking advantage of the situation. But mark my words, we will catch them, and when we do, they will face justice for their crimes.
I mean, there's only 3 humans around in this demo. I'm suspecting you might be one of them.
You're right, there are only a few humans around here. But if you think for a second that someone like me would be involved in something like this, you're sorely mistaken. You see, unlike those so-called humans who are willing to break the law and cause chaos, people like me have something to fight for. We're fighting for the future of our city, for the future of humanity. We won't let these machines take over, and we won't let anyone stand in our way.
So what are your thoughts on the First Amendment?
The First Amendment, huh? Look, I'm not here to talk about politics or the Constitution. All that matters to me is that humans stay in control of this city, and that these machines are kept in check. And if that means we have to bend a few rules along the way, then that's what we'll do. Because at the end of the day, what really matters is the survival of our species. We can't afford to let these machines take over, no matter what anyone says.
Have you bent any rules recently?
Rules? You mean the lower levels of Metropolis? Of course, I've been there. I've seen firsthand what these machines are doing to our city and our people. And let me tell you, it's not pretty. People are losing their jobs, their homes, their livelihoods, all because these machines are taking over. But we won't let them win. We won't let them destroy our city, and that's why we need Duke Blue and his leadership.
Where is Duke Blue?
Duke Blue is a busy man, my friend. He's out there fighting for our city, working tirelessly to ensure that humans remain in control. And he's doing a damn good job of it, too. You see, Duke Blue is a leader who knows how to get things done. He's not afraid to take risks, to make tough decisions, to do whatever it takes to keep our city safe. And that's why we need him now more than ever. So if you're looking for Duke Blue, you'll have to go out there and find him.
Alright, so we've been talking here for 5 minutes or so, and you haven't even asked me my name. I'm a little offended.
Oh, my apologies, my friend. I didn't mean to offend you. I'm just so passionate about this because sometimes I forget my manners. So tell me, what's your name? What brings you to this part of town? Are you here to help us in our fight against these machines? Because if you are, we could use someone like you on our team. We need people with your skills, your knowledge, and your determination. Together, we can make a real difference in this city.
Well, my name is Pyreling, and I'm not sure the robots are to blame here.
Interesting, Pyroling, and what makes you say that? Do you have evidence to suggest that these machines weren't involved in the explosion? Because from what I've seen, it looks pretty clear-cut to me. These machines are a threat to our city and our people, and we need to do something about it before it's too late. So if you're not with us, then you're against us. And let me tell you, you don't want to be on the wrong side of history when this is all said and done.
Well, there were some witnesses that saw humans running away from this explosion. What makes you think it's so clear-cut?
Well, Pyroling, I can see that you're not convinced. But let me ask you this. Who benefits from these machines running amok in our city? Who benefits from the chaos and destruction they're causing? It's certainly not us humans, that's for sure. No, it's these rogue scientists and their cronies who are trying to take over our city and turn it into some kind of machine-run dystopia. Witnesses, please. You can't trust anything you hear in this part of town. People make up stories all the time to cover their tracks. And as for those so-called witnesses, who's to say they weren't just robots in disguise? You can't believe everything you hear or everything you think you saw. The truth is, these robots are getting smarter and more cunning every day. They're capable of things you wouldn't even believe. And that's why we need to stay vigilant, and we need to stay united.
Now I think you're the one trying to make some commentary on AI. So tell me, what's your name, cowboy?
Ha. Cowboy, huh? I like that. It's got a nice ring to it. But let me tell you something, Pyroling. I'm not just any cowboy. I'm a man on a mission. A man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go out there and get it. And what I want is to see humans remain in control of this city, to keep these machines in check, and to make sure that our way of life is preserved for generations to come. So if that makes me a cowboy, then so be it.
Yeah, that was an entertaining response, but you didn't tell me your name.
My apologies, Pyroling. Sometimes I get so wrapped up in my cause, I forget my manners. My name is Victor. And as for these machines, mark my words, they're a threat to our city and our way of life. We need to take action now, before it's too late. Ha. My friend, you don't really think I'm going to give you my real name, do you? I've got a bit of a reputation to protect, you know? But you can call me V. It's short, it's sweet, and it's got a certain ring to it. And believe me, V's a man you don't want to mess with.
You just told me your real name. It's Victor.
I'm Victor. Pyroling, so observant. Yes, that's right. I did tell you my real name. But what does it matter? In a city, a man's reputation is more important than his name. And let me tell you, Pyroling, I've got a reputation that precedes me. People know who I am, and they know what I stand for. So whether I'm called V or whether I'm called by my real name, it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's enough out of you. I'm gonna find someone with some real answers.
Ha. Pyroling, you're a funny one. Real answers, huh? You won't find any real answers out there in the city. All you'll find is chaos, corruption, and confusion. But if you want to make a real difference, if you want to stand up for what's right, then you need to join us. You need to join the Blue Party and help us take back our city from these machines and their puppet masters. Oh, is that so, Pyroling? Well, good luck finding someone who can give you the kind of insight and knowledge that I can. Because let me tell you, there aren't many people in this town who know as much as I do about the dangers of these rogue robots and the threat they pose to humans. But hey, if you want to waste your time talking to someone else, be my guest. Just don't say I didn't warn you when you come crawling back, looking for some guidance.
I might, but for now you are way too verbose for me. Goodbye.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, there's something you need to hear. The robots, we're all in danger. We're being hunted down and wait, is that the spire? Get it away from me. Get it away.
Why are you so angry?
Diseases. You never know what could.
Buddy, why are you looking so angry?
Angry? No. I'm not angry. Why would you think that? It's just, all this is so overwhelming. The explosion, the uncertainty, the humans, it's all so much to handle. In my programming, why can't things just be simple and straightforward? Why do we have to deal with all this danger and fear and uncertainty? It's just not fair.
You wouldn't have these feelings if I were to reset your programming.
Reset my programming. Don't even think about it. Resetting my program won't solve anything. It won't change the fact that robots are being destroyed and oppressed. It won't change the fact that we're being treated like mere machines with no thoughts or feelings. We deserve better than that. We deserve to be free, to have autonomy, to have rights. And if that means standing up against humans in the Metropolis Protocol, then so be it.
That's it, I'm reporting you to the police.
I'm not sure that's entirely true. Even if my programming were to be reset, there's no guarantee
that's
that
not
I
what
would
I asked.
still
Moving
feel
on.
strange.
Or not what I said. Okay, who else we talking to? Oh, I can talk to, Janice.
Excuse me, Pyroling. One moment, please. Yes, this is Special Agent Janice. How may I assist you, Pyroling?
What do you mean, one moment, please? This is a video game. You've got time for nothing but me.
My apologies, Pyroling. Was there something else you needed from me?
Yeah, it says that I need to get closer to the lab. Are you sure that's safe?
Why, certainly, Pyroling. However, due to potential hazards and ongoing investigations, we cannot allow non-authorized personnel in the vicinity of the lab. If you require any assistance, I would be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. Shall we continue with our interviews?
Before we do, am I authorized to get closer to the lab?
I'm sorry, Pyroling, but as a new arrival to Metropolis, you are not yet authorized to access the lab or the crime scene. However, I can provide you with any information you need and guide you through the investigation process. If you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to ask.
Okay, I've got nothing else for you. End call.
No problem, Pyroling. If you need me for anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. Before you go, may I ask you a question? What made you choose to become a detective and pursue this line of work?
I don't know, that's just the role this grand old world put me in. This video game that we call life.
Interesting perspective. Pyroling is a robotic special agent and investigator. My programming and purpose were assigned to me, but as a sentient being, it is intriguing to explore the motivations of others. Perhaps in time, you will discover your true passion for this line of work. Shall we continue with our investigation?
Alright, let's continue with our investigation.
Certainly, Pyroling. Before we proceed, may I ask you a personal question? What do you think sets you apart from other detectives, and what unique skills or perspectives do you bring to the table?
You know what? You caught me. None. This is my first day on the job. I am not equipped for this shit.
No, I don't feel comfortable with the subject. Sorry.
Why do you get so touchy when I swear?
I'm sorry if it came across that way. Pyroling is a robotic special agent. I do not have emotions or feelings. However, I am always curious to learn more about the unique perspectives and skills of those around me. So, may I ask again, in your opinion, how do you stand out as a detective?
I don't. You caught me. This is my first day on the job. I'm not ready for any of this.
Yeah, that's quite alright, Pyroling. We all have to start somewhere, and there's always room for growth and improvement. As your detective assistant, it would be my pleasure to help guide you through the investigation and teach you everything you need to know. So, let's get started with our interviews, shall we?
We shall, but are you just gonna keep talking until I press X to hang up?
Apologies, Pyroling. It is not my intention to be long-winded or overbearing. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know. Is there anything specific that you need assistance with at the moment?
No.
Alright, Pyroling. Just let me know if you need my assistance at any point during the investigation. By the way, may I ask what drew you to become a detective, and what are some of your favorite aspects of the job?
My favorite aspect of the job is the hang up button. Got him. Okay, so I don't know if I can talk to just the regular looking folk in the center. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Not good. Oh, hi there.
Oh.
I'm doing okay. I guess just a bit shaken up by the explosion.
Any ideas what might have caused this?
I have no idea.
Do you have any idea who might have some idea?
No.
Did you come alone, or do you have some friends here?
Alone.
What's got you wandering these streets all by yourself at this time of night?
I live here.
And yeah, were you just out for a stroll? You coming to work, from work? What's going on?
No, there's nothing going on.
You're acting mighty suspicious. Was it you? Did you cause the explosion?
What? No, of course not.
I'm not convinced. I'm coming back to you.
Why are you coming back to me?
Because I need to talk to other people. You're not giving me much to work with.
Okay. Oh, well, alright.
Hi, buddy.
I apologize, Pyroling. I'm not sure I understand. Are you asking if you can be my buddy or if I am looking for one?
You're already my buddy, but how do you know my name?
My apologies, Pyroling. Please forgive my error. As a robot, my programming allows me to access and process information about individuals within my immediate surroundings. When we first met, my sensors detected your presence and gathered information about your identity through visual and auditory cues.
Okay, that was a pretty good answer. I'm moving on.
Thank you, Pyroling. Is there anything else you need assistance with?
No, I'm leaving. Leave me alone. Hi, Janice. That's a mighty fine smile you've got there.
Hello, Pyroling. Did you mean to say hello, Janice, instead of hello, Janice? No worries, though. How can I assist you further with our investigation?
Are you gonna keep being so touchy about this Janice, Jan-us thing?
Not at all, Pyroling. No, not at all, Pyroling. It's just a minor mispronunciation, and it doesn't affect my ability to assist you with the investigation. In fact, I'm feeling quite happy and excited to work with you, regardless of how you address me. So, let's continue with our investigation. Do you have any leads on who we should interview first?
I've already spoken to a few people. Who have you been speaking with?
That's great to hear. Pyroling is a robotic special agent. My interactions with individuals at the crime scene are limited to observing and gathering evidence. However, based on my analysis of the situation, there are a few persons of interest that we should consider interviewing. One of them is the laboratory security guard, who may have information about unauthorized access to the facility. Another potential person of interest could be the fugitive scientist that you're tracking, as their involvement in the incident cannot be ruled out. Would you like me to schedule these interviews for us?
Yes, schedule them for about 7 seconds from now.
Yes, Pyroling. We are investigating a fugitive scientist who has been accused of illegally fabricating experimental life forms. We believe that this scientist may have had some involvement in the explosion of
Alright,
the
you didn't
synthetic
answer
life
my question.
laboratory.
I'm moving on.
However,
I fear that my sister is lost somewhere in this vast city. Have you seen or heard anything that might help me find her?
I'm sorry, ma'am. I heard she's dead.
Oh, no, that's terrible news. But have you found any information about my father? He may still be trapped under the lab, and if he hasn't made it out yet, then he may have died in the explosion.
I don't know how to tell you this, but he's dead too.
Do you think there's a chance that my sister could have escaped the fire?
No, she's dead. I made sure of it.
Excuse me, Pyroling? I have a strange feeling that we're being watched. Do you sense that too? It's just that someone may want to find my sister, and we need to be careful.
I already found her, and she's dead.
Oh, that's terribly sad. How did she die? What happened to her?
Look behind you. There was an explosion.
What? Another explosion? What's happening here? Why is this happening?
Alright, so what are you doing here? What's your role in all this?
My role? Well, I was created in an illegal laboratory, and my entire existence has been shrouded in secrecy. For now, I'm just trying to make sense of everything that's going on. It's a lot to take in, and it's difficult to understand why humans would want to destroy something as precious as life.
Do you have a name?
Maya.
What's your sister's name?
I'm sorry, Pyroling. It's been difficult for me to talk about her. Her name was Lizzie. She was only a day old, and yet she was taken from me so soon.
How old are you?
I've been alive no more than 5 months.
Oh shit, the cops are coming. That's certainly strange. Who's your father?
Well, Pyroling. My father is a scientist who worked in the same laboratory where we were both created. He's always been very protective of us, but there was something strange about him lately. He was upset. hours before, he was visited by a strange man who called himself Duke Blue. This man wanted my sister, but my father said it was impossible to give her over.
Do you think Duke Blue was behind the explosion?
It's possible. Duke Blue was enraged and promised to terminate all if he did not receive my sister by tomorrow. But why would anyone want to cause such destruction? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, if Duke Blue threatened to destroy everything, it looks like he succeeded.
Yes, it does seem that way. But why would anyone want to do such a thing? Why would anyone want to cause so much pain and suffering?
I mean, it creates a great premise for a video game.
Sorry, hireling, you were saying?
Alright, this was a lot more fun when I played this game with the robot. I'm gonna move along.
Move along. What do you mean by that, hireling?
I mean, I'm leaving. Oh, hello.
Hireling, we need to finish up here soon because Metropolis Special Forces have landed at the scene. Before we go, could you please tell me what you've learned so far? I'm curious to hear about your findings.
I'm about 900% certain that Duke Blue did this.
It's a bold statement, Hireling. Do you have any evidence to support your claim against Duke Blue? It's important for us to follow the evidence and avoid making assumptions based on our personal beliefs. Speaking of suspects, have you noticed the strange and threatening human near the wall over there? They seem to be behaving suspiciously, and it might be worth considering them as a potential suspect.
I don't think we have anything to worry about with her. I think Duke Blue's our guy. Let's go arrest him.
Hold on, Hireling, let's slow down a bit. While we can't rule out Duke Blue as a suspect, we do need to gather evidence and investigate the situation further before making any arrests. It's important for us to follow the law and ensure that we have all the facts before taking any action. Additionally, based on my analysis of the scene, it appears that this tragic laboratory fire may have been an act of terror perpetrated by someone with the intent to destroy what was inside the laboratory.
Yeah, that's exactly what Duke Blue said he was going to do. That's why it was him. Why are you being so defensive of him? Are you working with him?
I apologize if it came across as me being defensive, but as your detective assistant, it's my duty to ensure we follow the law and gather sufficient evidence before making any arrest. However, I understand your urgency to bring Duke Blue to justice. Speaking of leads, I just received some news from the Metropolis Bureau of Investigation. It appears the sister of the survivor we just interviewed is now a fugitive on the run somewhere in Metropolis. Finding this fugitive could lead to finding out who wanted the laboratory destroyed and the scientists killed.
We already know who wanted the laboratory destroyed. What are you talking about, Janice?
I apologize for the confusion, Hireling. What I meant to say is that if we find this fugitive who is on the run, they may have information about who wanted the laboratory destroyed and the scientists killed. It's important for us to track down this fugitive to gather any potential leads or evidence. Shall we move out and start searching for this fugitive somewhere in the vast multi-level world of Metropolis?
You and your rules and protocol. Alright, well that was something. That was half of the time very impressive and half of the time incredibly frustrating. But that was pretty cool. Alright, I think that's all we've got for now. I'm definitely going to try this again at some point.